Welcome to Moonshadow Psychic Readings. Here is the last of the main readings for June, where I have the last three signs of the Zodiac: Aquarius, January 20 to February 18. Leo, July 23 to August 22. And of course, Cancer, June 22, July 22. So we've got the cusp there. But, yeah, if your birthday, date of birth, falls under any of these signs, or you have significant placements under any of these signs, if you're drawn to this reading, well, this reading is probably for you. As it is a collective reading with, multiple different signs, just be aware that it's taking collective energies that are most prominent amongst you all, just destined hopefully for whoever finds this reading, whoever is drawn to this. So that in mind, just be aware that not everything will resonate exactly for you, and you will have to apply the interpretations that I'm giving as best I can, maybe as broadly as I can. I can give some examples, but you have to apply it to your specific story. And as per the previous readings, feel free to check the previous readings as well, especially if you have, a birthday on the cusp of a sign. So you have July 22 here, July 23. So if your birthday is around those dates, you'd come to this reading because both you're either a Cancer or Leo. However, see, Aquarius is January 20, February 18. If your birthday is around the 19th, 20th of February, you might also want to check this reading, as well as the one where, that properly belongs to you. So just going by examples here. So, if you're a Pisces, but you're on the cusp of Aquarius, you might have some pull to this reading. Just be aware of that if you feel drawn to this video for some reason, even if your particular sign isn't there. Same with the ones I've just done previously. So yeah, wherever you feel drawn to, there might be something in there for you just because of your placements. And as I shuffle these cards for Aquarius, Leo, and Cancer, I'm going to do a column here of connections, relationships, communications, and then career, wealth, finance, and any projects and goals you might be working on at the moment. And then a more broader energies, what I call your life path, what Spirit wants you to know at this time going forward. So that said, let's get into your reading. In your connections, or your different relationships, any communications that's important for Aquarius, Leo, and Cancer to know. The Five of Swords. Okay. It's kind of a victory card. It could be a victory over your own kind of inner hurdles. Those thoughts that might be holding you back, they might be the ones you have vanquished in the past, in the recent past, so that you can have your step up, your glow up perhaps, and you take away the swords that were attacking you. Those words in your head that were kind of keeping you down, that negative self-talk that was in your head. Now you're taking away those swords, and it's like, hang on, I've thought about this, and actually all that negative crap was actually crap. It's not really true, but I was believing it. So I'm going to take these sharp implements away and get a new take on things, a realistic take. Your next card here could also be, for some of you, the words that other people have said. Don't let anyone have that kind of power over you. If people are saying stuff about you, give it a minute to think, is that actually true? Have I overlooked something in myself? Or are they just showing their own insecurities? Are they hating on me for their own shortcomings? Are they trying to hold me back because of whatever's going on with them? Just be aware, because this is in the communications, connections, and relationships area, that it could be your victory over people who have not had your best interest. Because we then go into the Four of Coins, where it's like, hang on, now that I've got all that negative crap out of the way, I'm ready to set my sights on whatever I want, go wherever I want to go. I'm feeling more confident in myself. I can have, I can do, I can be. For some of you, this is not all, there may be some international connection. Maybe someone you're going to meet or see, someone you have to travel to. It may not necessarily be international, but someone you have to travel to meet. Whether it's you're planning to go and see someone who lives somewhere else, or you've decided to, now that you've got this higher self-confidence, now you've cleaned out the crap in your head, you feel fine to take a big journey somewhere on your own and have an adventure. And on that adventure, you might meet someone new because you've got this bold new energy and this confidence, and you're going to attract that similar energy to you. So there could be a meeting with someone who lives at a distance. Now, I don't know if that could be someone related to you, a potential new friend, a potential new relationship, like romantically, potential business partner, or someone you want to work on something with. This sort of locked up chest and the barrels feel relevant to me for some reason. Something boxed up. Something that's been kept locked up. Maybe there's a discovery to make, or maybe you're going to uncover something. Okay, here's a real kind of, if this is for someone, then it's gotta be for someone specific, but I'm like thinking there's something here about like an inheritance or something. Maybe a relation or a distant relation of some kind. You may or may not have met. They live at a distance, but they've passed on and they're leaving something behind. It could be a chance to discover more about your heritage. Things you didn't know. But that's a very specific story for someone. Yeah. I just feel like, things hidden but about to be revealed. And, I feel like inheritance, just because all these coins coming out of the box, all the treasures, you'll be able to kind of start a new chapter. And you can start a new chapter because you've had this kind of victory over yourself. You've learned to kind of glow up and not take on board crap from yourself or other people. And here we have the Six of Cups. 5, 4, 6. It's almost in order, but not quite. This is like, you're completely unburdening. It's like, you know what? Since I ditched that crappy, self-talk, that low vibrational kind of self-talk, or I stopped listening to others who encourage that kind of negative self-talk in me, and I've become bold and I'm going out there, I feel so unburdened and carefree. Like, I don't know what's coming, but I haven't felt this carefree and joyous since I was a child. So there's a whole new kind of life to discover for you here. For some, there may be a child coming into the equation. Being more open means you're kind of open to a new possibility, which may be starting your own family. Who knows? Take it as it resonates, however it fits in your story. Like I said, these are examples. This is not anyone's specific story. Well, it could be. I don't know. But these are examples for you to see how that you can apply it to your situation. So if you're asking for guidance on a specific thing, just figure out how this might follow that line of thought. Especially when this is in the connections and communications portion of it. You might be more focused on your career or something you're taking part in, while you're looking at that, you will have connections involved with you on that. So the connections that you might be becoming involved with, this will relate to that aspect of your career or project or whatever. Speaking of career, wealth and finance, goals and projects, this is the first card here. Aquarius, Leo, Cancer. Okay, Three of Cups, that celebration card. It's like things have come together. I feel like this is what's been going on in all of these readings for what Spirit wants you to know. And this being the last of them. I kind of feel like, recent past, you've got yourself to this point. Now, here's the launching point going forward. What are you going to do? So you've got to a point where you're happy. And that seems to be across the board for all the different signs. It's like, okay, you've got to this point. Now this next chapter is opening up. To get to that and go on your best journey for your highest good, here's what to do. So I feel like you're at a point where you've made good connections. You've got something to celebrate. You've maybe achieved a level of financial success, or you've got the you started in the career you wanted. Whatever it is, you're at that kind of launch point where there is some satisfaction and you want it to grow now. King of Swords. This has come up before. In the last reading, actually, it was an outcome for... which sign was that? Whatever was the last sign. Maybe Pisces? I can't remember. But anyway, King of Swords here. Yeah, okay. So you feel very confident in nature. Now, it's again like this. You feel you're at a good point, a high point in your career, in your finances. Maybe you've started a business, you're the boss, you're the king. You're sitting pretty. You don't need to fight, but you can raise the sword if anyone wants to take away from what you've built. But I feel this is very composed, confident energy. You've got the bird here. It's like a predatory bird, but at the same time, it's not acting, it's not out hunting. It's just there, poised, ready. When it sees the opportunity, it will strike. So maybe you are feeling confident where you are, but you're looking for that opportunity. You've like I said, you've got this point where it's like, yes, this is where I was aiming for. What's the next progression in my goal? I need a further goal to set onto. So you're kind of working that out. You're waiting for that kind of opportunity. Maybe you are looking for some inspiration in that field. I feel like this is going to be your card. Aquarius, Leo, Cancer. Four of Swords. I feel this is about dreaming. Maybe you want to make your dreams come true. This is where you need to... The swords are your thoughts, ideas, maybe some inspirations. They can be fears and worries. So if that's what this was about. Get that crap out of your head. If your head is free from the crap, you're fine. If you feel any of that creeping back in, this is kind of telling you, stop. Let's hear what's coming up in my head. What are those voices saying? Where is that coming from? So I can put that to rest. If there's anything I need to pay attention to, this is my opportunity to hear what's being said and fix it. But I won't take anything unnecessary on board that's just trying to keep me down. However, I am looking for that opportunity. So to me, this kind of says there's an idea waiting to kind of take hold that you can chase, and maybe it will come to you in a dream. Your brain's ticking over in the background while you're doing your day-to-day, your 9 to 5. In your dreams, things are still percolating. So, and maybe you had a dream in childhood, being that these are in line here. What was your childhood dream? If you're in this kind of open and carefree space in some area of your life, if you've gotten rid of bad connections in your life, bad business partners, with that freedom you now have, it's like, oh, maybe I'm allowed to be a little bit excited. What possibilities are open to me? Actually, there's a lot more possibilities now that I'm not stuck with an energy that's kind of dragging me down with their negative speak, or someone who was kind of trying to take more than they gave. As per example, that may not be your story, but just these are examples. Yeah, I feel like in that quiet time, that carefree time when you're not focused on it, you've got the process going in the background. So just let it go, take a break, have a rest. In your dreams, in just a serendipitous moment, an image will come to you and it's like, oh, wait, this could be the idea I've been waiting for. So, yeah, pay attention to your dreams, and yeah, you might find that opportunity you're waiting for. Okay, let's go into your life path now. What is general messages, or maybe an overall important message from Spirit that Aquarius, Cancer, and Leo need to know now? The Empress. This came up in a recent reading too. Alright, so you can hear the dogs walking around. They seem to get restless when I do these readings. It's like they suddenly have to walk around and explore. If you can hear their little nails on the floor as they walk around. And we have this like menagerie of animals, so it's kind of timely. I feel like there is something to explore in your life. Like here, it's like, I'm going to go off explore, have an adventure. Here, I need to explore my ideas. What's my next move? And now we're getting into the Empress. It's like Mother Nature, Gaia. Let's have a look at this. Lots of different types of beings, creatures, life forms coming together. Okay, this is kind of like the more past, present kind of energy. So you probably do have like a good friendship group, close family group, something around you that's quite positive, that's been well nurtured. Whether it's the family you're born with or the family you choose, you've got some people around you can rely on, because they're all different walks of life here. Or flights of life, because you got birds. I'm going to need some more information. This card wants to pop out. Temperance came out in the last reading, I think. Maybe the last couple, actually. Yeah. Mixing of energies, see? Because they're all different types of people, different types of beings. And bringing these different types together, different people, different energies, different business ideas. Just mixing them together feels like the thing that's maybe coming to mind now. Is like, that's getting that right idea, the right mix of things is what's going to give you legs. You see, the legs are being revealed by this beam of light. It's going to give your idea, your proposal, your whatever it is you're trying to do, going to give it legs. So it's getting that mix right. And maybe that's why you should go out and explore, have your adventure, travel. Meeting the right people might be it. You need that extra connection. You've got your idea here. You need that other idea to come in from another party, perhaps, for some of you. And getting that mixed together is right. Don't growl, you. We You may have just heard one of the dogs decided to growl. Okay, what are you growling at? You sensing something? Maybe that's a warning for some of you not to just jump at the first person, the first idea that comes along. Do your due diligence. That was a big thing in the previous reading. Yes, here's an opportunity. Is it right for me? Is it too good to be true? Let me do a background check on the people, on the business, on the whatever it is. Let me do some research. If there's some, fact checking, some science involved, let me look into it and see what's what. And then I can make a proper informed judgment on, is this right for me or no? There's another thing that's meant to come along that will fit mine much better. This looks really good, like it sounds good, almost too good to be true. Maybe that's because it is. So, yeah, don't just jump at the first thing. The opportunities will come along. Sometimes you just get that first test of an opportunity. We have all sorts of dreams in this card. Dreams and nightmares. So avoid the nightmare and go for the dream of childhood. Sorry about the glare on the cards there. I meant to get this reading done earlier, but I lost the sun and now this light is very glary on the space. Alright. And the last card in this column is the Three of Pentacles, and it's honing your trade, honing your craft, making a name for yourself. Your reputation is what's gonna sell here. Oh, look at that. There's a bit of a Mason heritage for some of you, perhaps. Maybe some of you are Masonic. There could be something in the background there for you guys. Getting the right connections. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But yeah, there's a lot of work, and you love doing your craft. There's something, I feel, whatever you kind of have been passionate about, you've built upon something you learned to do that maybe it makes you happy, or you just feel at peace when you do it. Even it has a place in your life, in what you should be doing. I always call this, like, this guy is printing his own money. Like, he's literally chiseling the coins into shape. He has a plan and following it. So yeah, you've got to a point of success thus far. I feel like you need to do like careful consideration of your options before going forward, whether that is in any kind of relationship, any kind, not just romance, any kind. Just check who the people are in a business, in an opportunity. Just do the fact checking. Have a plan and stick to that. Have your targets and reach those targets. Alright, we'll get a outcome, a best course of action and an outcome for each of the individual signs. Aquarius, Leo, Cancer. So let's start with Aquarius here. What will be the best course of action for Aquarius in relation to this reading? Thank you, Spirit. What do people resonating with the Aquarius in this reading need to know? I feel like there's some false start coming. It's like cards want to pop out and then when I go to reach for it, they go back in. So you may have a few false starts in something. It may take time. See, then you got see how things are kind of sticking out. 1, 2, 3. This one seems to be most prominent though. So there may be a few things to pick through, a few false starts, a few choices coming up, whether they are choices of romantic partners, maybe business partners, business options, new career moves, maybe starting your own business. If it is an idea you're coming up with, these opportunities might come up, but you have to be careful and do the background check, like I said, before picking one to follow on. So this is telling you the 5 of Pentacles. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be blind. He seems to be blindfolded as well. Don't be blind to the facts. You see these crows here. It's like, now they could be saying, hey, do you want some help? We can, pick your bonds free so that you can get away. You're kind of like, it's like you're trapped on the train tracks or something. Would you like to not be hit by a train? Like, come on, shall we get you free? And you can be like, no, I'm fine. What are you talking about? I don't see a problem. You're wearing a blindfold. Would you like us to take that off so you can see your situation? My situation's fine. Don't kid yourself. For some of you, it's don't kid yourself. And for all of you, it's like some people might also be saying things. It's like, oh yeah, I'm super successful. I've got this great idea. And if you come on board, hey, you can make something out of this too. They could be a swindler, It might not be the truth. And if you choose to be blind to the truth, then you're harming yourself. So don't be blind in this situation. If you need help, if you want to research something, ask for it. If help is being offered to you, you can accept it. Don't let pride hold you down as well. So there's the flip sides. There's a couple of different, I want to say intonations. That's funny. A couple of different examples for you on how to interpret that and apply it to your individual situations. And then the outcome, should you follow this guidance. Da, da, da. Ooh, look at that. The King of Wands. You'll follow your passions and you'll be large and in charge. And you'll be happy because you're following your passions. You're not being a victim to them. You are carrying them on board and utilizing them as something empowering. These dogs keep coming by, getting up and walking. It's like, oh, what is it? Something's taking my attention. There's an example of, oh, something's taking my curiosity. Oh, that looks interesting. That's that being led by the passions. You don't want to be led by the passions or the curiosity. You need to kind of stop. It's like, that looks good. What are they doing over there? That looks good. Hang on. Before I just run over and try to join in, maybe I better do a bit of fact checking about what it actually is. Find a name for it, look it up. Could be something dodgy. Oh no, I'm joining a cult. Extreme examples there, but I feel like there's something about the fact that there's 2 dogs here, and they just, when I do these readings, they become so restless. They were fine sitting there, kind of like dozing on the chair. All of a sudden, during this, it's like, ooh, something's curious. Something's curious. Anyway, let's look at Leo. What is Leo's best course of action in relation to this reading? Ooh. 3 cards wanted to pop out. Okay, this one is your course of action. These 2 are the outcome. Interesting. That's what I'm hearing anyway. Okay, so your best course of action. Ooh, look at that one. Death. You've got to change something. There's a figure here. You can't see their head. It's like it's, as far as we can see, it's like it's buried in the dirt. It's the ostrich or the emu or whoever it is that buries their head in the sand. And that, where was that? It came up. Oh, it was maybe here. Yeah, don't be oblivious to the signs you need to be aware of. Interesting. So I think it's like the door is open to a new you, and that's what this is kind of been about. You've got to a certain point. Now you're ready for that next stage. I feel like the fact that it's looking back this way, it's kind of, don't keep looking to the past unless there's something in the past you can utilize for your future good. Like this child card. Maybe there was something from years past that really inspired you, but you thought, I can't take that seriously as, something I can do as my income, my way to build wealth and create a life for myself. Maybe now you've got to this point, you can reconsider that. You've got status now. You've got half an idea that you want to put to use. You've got some fortune you've built up. You want to progress to something. Could a past passion, like this, be an answer to the situation? Alternatively, though, don't be stuck in the past. Stop looking for glory days. It's like, look how far I got. I got success. I got, this status. I'm at the top of my game, but now I feel like I'm stagnant because I don't know where to go next. So I keep looking back to, look at me on top. Remember when I became the CEO of this corporation? Yeah, what did I do after that? Well, I'm thinking about what to do. Like, I need another step. I've gone as far as I can go here. I could be the CEO of somewhere else, but what fits my goals? These puppies are really, really antsy. I feel like that's what you're feeling. It's like, I gotta do this thing, but I keep trying to compare myself to my best version in the past. So stop looking to the past as something to measure against. You need to build a clear idea to go forward, because this is the new life, the resurrection, the regeneration coming in. Okay. Then the outcome following the advice is, oh look, you got the 4 of Swords again. Your dreams, your prayers will be answered. About where to invest your money, your time, your productive efforts. That's what this is about. This must be very strong for you, Leo. But, I'm using the business example. And it can actually be regarding any kind of relationship as well. You could feel a bit stagnant in this relationship, or you're comparing a current relationship, or you have been comparing relationships to the past one where you were sitting pretty. Things are starting to get good, and now that you are kind of in your power, you keep looking back to that past relationship where you probably weren't in your power, and you're measuring things against that. But you're no longer in that relationship, probably for a good reason. Either you weren't in a good place, and so you couldn't keep the energies matched when they wanted to be in a better place. Or maybe they were actually keeping you down and keeping you feeling in that not so good place. And you don't realize that. You always thought it was the best relationship you'd had, but if you look a bit deeper, maybe it wasn't. This is why you need to kind of formulate an image in your head, like doing a vision board. What does the perfect, relationship, whatever, look like? What are the perfect check boxes that need to be ticked for it to be worth my time, energy, and effort, and all my love? So, a couple of examples. So this is kind of like, you'll take time to envision your dream and then put your money and effort into what makes sense. So this is the stop looking back, create a vision to move forward. Cancer, lucky last of the readings. What does Cancer need to do? What is Cancer's best course of action in relation to this reading? I feel like there's a couple of false starts for you as well, Cancer, but no, it's coming out. This came out like a false start, and then as I was shuffling it, I was like, no, this is the one. I thought it wasn't, but it is. So there might be a message in there. The Hangman, you need to get some perspective. You're a bit like this as well, Cancer. Because you're on the cusp here. July 22, July 23. If you're in that time, I feel like you're going to have some very confluent energies, Leo and Cancer. So there may be something across the board for you two here. You may need to take some time out to kind of get some perspective on something. Like I was saying back here, it's like, remember when I was at the top of my game in business, or when I had that relationship that I keep comparing all my modern relationships to, but that was 10 years ago, and actually it probably wasn't as good as you like to believe it was. Time to get a new perspective. Let me look at it from another angle. Why was I not happy at that time? I keep thinking I wasn't good enough. And maybe I wasn't, but that was because of the way I was made to feel at the time. But I've improved a lot since then. So why did that improvement not come during that relationship? Maybe it wasn't so right for me after all. Maybe I didn't stay as CEO of that company after all because it wasn't so good for me. There's something much, much better for me in the future. Let me get some perspective. What do I want out of life, out of business, out of love, out of whatever. Okay, so don't be afraid to take some time out to really gain perspective. Very important for you, Cancer. I feel like that's really, really important for Cancer. Ooh, couple of options here. I'm going to keep shuffling. Again, that kind of, will it, won't it? What is Cancer's outcome? You see how a couple of cards keep wanting to come out and they just clump. What is Cancer's outcome? Should they follow the guidance in this ruling? Oh, look at that. The Lovers. You'll find the perfect match, whether it's the perfect job, the perfect business creation, the perfect love relationship, the perfect friendship, the perfect business partnership, the perfect partnership in a goal or project I'd like to do. Not everything has to be about the money. Sometimes something you want to work on, like you might be interested in Lego, and you really want to build a grand Lego, display and show it at one of the Lego conventions. But I need someone to help me with that. I can't do this all on my own. I need someone who also has a little bit of experience. Maybe I can learn from them. Maybe they can learn something from me. Finding that perfect partner, hey, that's the outcome. Once you get the perspective. What is it I want? What is it I need? What is it I can offer? That's important. Okay. I hope you all got something out of that. If you've got any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Should I block this light a bit so you can see those better? That glare, I'm so sorry about the glare. But yes, any questions, anything that wasn't clear, you might need to vocalize, or well, maybe not vocalize, but type it in the comments. And I'm happy to answer as best I can based on what's here, or I can even pull a couple of extra cards. If, especially if a lot of you are kind of feeling that same kind of, but what does that mean? What about this? Always pay attention to the images in the cards, because if something stands out to you personally, there might be some significance in it. Maybe something to do with feathers for some of you, or, crows could be a thing. That happens a lot with these cards. So, yeah, don't be shy. Don't be ashamed. You don't have to spill your guts and all your life secrets, but if you want guidance, that's what I'm here for. I also do personal readings. There's links in the description, in the bio of my channel, blah, blah, blah. You can see me on TikTok and Instagram as well. Go to my website for a booking, or direct message me on TikTok and Instagram at MoonshadowPSY. That's, that's where you'll find me, at MoonshadowPSY. If it's any other channel or whatever coming through that my video is on, be wary. Hopefully no one is stealing my videos, but you never can tell, because it does happen in the tarot community, unfortunately. Yes, I will not be asking you for money in comments. Be wary of those things. If you come to my website for a booking, sure, that's a paid service, but I will not come to you offering you something for money, or using e-cards or something. Someone's tried to do that to me before, and I thought, that seems really sketchy. That's because it was really sketchy. So yeah, just be wary on there. But if you're just going to message in the comments for some clarity, I'm never going to charge you for that. There is no charging facility on here, nor should there be. Well, maybe if my channel gets monetized and I do live readings with you, that's a way, but clearly I'm not doing that. So take care, use your best judgment, because that's in here. Do your due diligence, and I look forward to having you join me in the next readings. Take care and have a great month.